Title: When We Begin Again. The years of almost. Between the ages of 15 and 25, time moves like dusk, slow enough to notice but fast enough to forget. It's the stretch of life where you feel everything twice, once in the heart and once in hindsight. This story isn't about the big wins. It's about the almosts. The almost love. The almost career. The almost who you thought you were. For Ava, 22 was her breaking year. She had just lost her second pregnancy. The first time, she was 19 and unready. The second time, she was sure she was ready, and it made losing it that much worse. "I keep telling myself maybe it's not time yet," she whispered to the ceiling one night. "But what if time just doesn't want me?" That year, her roommate Jordan turned 25. He had just quit law school, walked away from his family's legacy, and moved into a cheap apartment above a laundromat. "I realized," he said, "I was building someone else's dream with my body." He found Ava crying on the bathroom floor. She didn't try to hide it. He didn't try to fix it. That's the thing about those years, most of the time, no one needs fixing. Just witnessing. The body remembers. According to developmental neuroscience, the brain doesn't fully mature until around age 25. The prefrontal cortex, the part that controls planning, decision-making, and long-term thinking, is still wiring itself through early adulthood. That's why grief feels so sharp in your 20s. Your brain is still learning how to protect you from it. Dr. Kendra Lewis, a trauma specialist, says, "We don't bounce back from pain in our youth. We absorb it. Our bodies store the echoes." Ava started seeing a therapist who taught her to sit still and breathe during panic, counting colors, tracing objects, anchoring her senses. "Name 5 things you can touch," she'd say. "Now breathe. Now let it pass." These tools became Ava's armor. They weren't magic. But they worked. Slowly. Rain after fire. The pregnancy test turned positive again on a Tuesday morning. Ava stared at it like it was written in another language. She didn't tell anyone for 6 weeks. This time, she spoke to her baby in prayers instead of plans. Quiet things. Like, "You can stay if you want. But if you can't, I'll still love you anyway." Psalm 126 verse 5 echoed in her mind, "Those who sow in tears shall reap in joy." Jordan gave her a charm bracelet with a single charm, a cloud with a rainbow peeking through. "This isn't a promise," he said. "It's a reminder. You're still here. That counts." The months were hard. So many days Ava woke up terrified, sure her body would betray her again. But each week passed, and the baby stayed. At 34 weeks, she bought a yellow onesie. She whispered to her belly, "You don't have to fix me. You're already a gift." Ava stood alone in the nursery after the baby was born. She spoke aloud to no one and everyone. "I used to think becoming a mother would mean replacing what I lost. But grief doesn't ask for replacements. It asks for remembrance. My daughter is not a solution. She is a continuation. A light in the same space where there was darkness. She is not why I healed, she is the proof that I did." She pressed her hand to her chest. "I have lived with emptiness. I have felt the shape of sorrow curl into me like a second spine. But I also know now, joy is not naive. It's courageous." She paused, looking out the window. To the ones still waiting, still hurting, this isn't advice. It's permission. To hope again. To try again. To let joy in the same room as grief. For you, who comes next? Years later, Ava would tell her story to a group of high school seniors during a volunteer mental wellness event. She'd say, "Between 15 and 25, everything feels permanent. But it isn't. Pain passes. Growth is sneaky. And the person you're becoming is watching how you handle the mess right now." She handed out blank cards and asked each student to write a letter to their future self. A promise, a prayer, a truth. Then she said something that lingered. "You're not late. You're in process. Like the earth after winter. A letter to myself in the future. I don't know exactly where you are right now, but if you're reading this, it means you made it further than you once believed you could. That already matters more than I've ever said. Right now, things may still feel unfinished, messy, or uncertain. You might be carrying doubts I can't predict. You might still be waiting for answers that haven't come. But this letter is proof of something bigger. You never gave up on becoming. I hope you've kept some softness, even after everything tried to harden you. I hope you still cry during sunsets or songs that hit too close. I hope you haven't mistaken survival for stagnation, or peace for boredom. Have you learned how to rest without guilt? Have you forgiven yourself for what you didn't know then? Have you finally realized that healing doesn't always feel like a miracle, it just feels like showing up again, one more day? Remember the empty nights. The almosts. The ache of not knowing who you were yet. They were never wasted. They were the shaping ground. And we earned this next version, whatever it is. Don't forget the people who showed up when you were half of yourself. The quiet moments that stitched you back together. Keep their names close, even if they've drifted. And if you're still struggling, good. It means you're still stretching. Still brave enough to feel. No matter where you go next, don't chase perfect. Chase real. Stay human. Stay kind. I'm proud of you. Still becoming me. Takeaway, lessons we carry. 1. Not every ending is a failure. Some are beginnings disguised as loss. 2. Growth is silent. Healing doesn't make noise. But it's happening. 3. Faith and fear can exist in the same breath. They don't cancel each other out. 4. Your story is not too small. Someone else needs to hear it, one day. The technique used by Gary Conan Doyle. In worship of God's wonderful glory, in this story. I used a technique within this story called emotionally contrasting anchors. That are presenting familiar sensations to you. A hot shower. A color. A prayer. A heartbeat during moments of emotional intensity. This anchors you, the listener, to your own memories and the internal emotional states in this story, helping you to feel more deeply and recall possible your own transitions through that age range of 15 to 25 years. And a baby is always a gift from God's own heart. Penned by Gary Conan Doyle. In worship of God's wonderful glory. Copyright Gary Wayne Sheehan.
Hey, thanks for listening. If you're still here, something in this story or song clicked with you. So here's a little secret. When you hit thumbs up, it tells the YouTube gremlins, hey, more of this. And if you subscribe, it's like saying, yeah, I want in. So go ahead, tap like, hit subscribe, and make sure you don't miss what's next. Because this ride, it's just getting started.